Hello there!
Hello there.
Welcome to another video. Today I have an interesting topic to discuss, and that is that each of us can be a successful game developer. Of course, it's not that easy. Game development is hard, we know that. I talked about this in one of my earlier videos. It's really hard to finish the game, I know something about it, but it's definitely not impossible. You might think of a successful developer as someone who publishes a game and sells tons of copies, their game is an absolute hit, and they become incredibly rich. But that's one case out of million, maybe even less. Everyone cannot release a game like Stardew Valley, Cave Story, Minecraft, and other gems that are played by millions of people. You probably have to create not only a good game, but also have a bit of luck. Releasing the game at the right time, great marketing, etc. I see it completely differently. To me, a successful developer is someone who can make games and make a living doing it. You know, you don't have to sell thousands of copies and be in Forbes like one of the richest people in the world. That's not what it's about. You just have to make 1 or 2 games a year and sell enough copies to cover your expenses and bills. And that is being successful. That you don't have to work a horrible job just to pay the bills, but that you can do what you love, game development. And for today's video, I have chosen 3 examples of successful game developers for me who, in my opinion, can be completely satisfied with how they are doing in this industry. The first person I would like to mention is Pascal from Orange Pixels, as he says. He is a person who has been making games for a living for 20 years or so, and he's published perhaps 24 games. Worth mentioning are Meganoid, Gunslugs, or perhaps Ashworld, an interesting game from the post-apocalyptic world. It's not a giant game, not a complex game like Fallout, but it's a game that has its charm, simple pixel art graphics, but most importantly, it's fun. It's not a hit that's being written about everywhere, but Pascal does exactly what I'm trying to say with this video. He creates smaller projects that are bought by lower thousands of people, and that's exactly it, that's enough. Looking at the Steam Spy, the game has between 0 and 20,000 copies sold, which may seem like a small number, but one thing Pascal does very well is that he ports his games to all kinds of devices. You can find his game on Google or the App Store, you can find his games also on Nintendo Switch, and some also on PlayStation or Xbox. And he's able to earn enough money in the total amount even with the smaller sales. And that's exactly the style of development that everyone should go for. Spending several years developing one game and hoping that it will be a mega hit is very unrealistic. I would also to go in this direction with my project the Happies Falcon, which my friend Pepicek and I will soon publish on Steam and later on mobile devices. It's a casual game where you fly a hot air balloon. We will be very happy if you at least add the game to your wishlist on Steam. With the project we are going to the local game dev show Game Access this weekend, so the last few weeks are quite busy, but as I say, we will release the game soon. It's our first commercial project. We don't expect any miracles from it, but it's the first stepping stone for us. The second very successful game developer for me is Jonas Tyroller, or Tyroller? I'm sorry for mispronunciation. Jonas is the creator of the game Will You Snail? Precise platformer, which will absolutely piss you off. We can see on Steam Spy that up to 100,000 units have been sold, which is absolutely great. He also launched the game on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation and Xbox, so those sales numbers could be much bigger. But that's not his only project. He firstly participated in a very successful project, Islanders, a very simplistic builder game, but as you can see, very popular. Wow, that's amazing. Jonas also built a successful YouTube channel in a very short time. Now, after 5 years, he has 178k subscribers, and his channel supports his game dev journey wonderfully. And I think his channel is one of the main reasons why his games sell that well. Making videos about game development and devlogs about your games is a way to make yourself and your project known. It's not quite the easiest way. Making videos is a rather complicated thing, especially if you make videos in a language other than your mother tongue, like me or Jonas. But it's a way to promote your games. Unfortunately, without marketing, no one will know about your games. And if you don't have excess money for advertising, it's a way to find your audience. But quite often, it also takes a lot of time. It's not just about the game development anymore, but you have to learn how to edit videos, make interesting videos, and it's really not the easiest and fastest way. Jonas and his crew started working on a new project about 10 months ago or so, and recently also launched it in early access. The project is called Thronefall, and it looks like another very successful game. Last but not least, Thomas Brush. For anyone who doesn't happen to know who Thomas is, he created two fairly successful games, Pinstripe and Neversong. Thomas is not exactly the great example of who releases one or two minor games during the year. He is almost the complete opposite of what I'm trying to say, but he still managed to succeed. He worked on each of his games for several years, but also managed to build a great YouTube channel full of devlogs, tutorials and game development in general. Thomas proves that even as a solo developer, he is able to secure funding for his projects, which may seem like a dream to some. He not only successfully managed the Kickstarter campaign twice and collected enough money for his projects, but also found publishers who helped not only with finances but also with marketing. That's an incredible achievement. Basically, I've featured 3 successful games developers for me, and each took slightly different approach. Thomas chose the most difficult path, at least in my eyes, when there was a risk that if his first commercial game, Pinstripe, failed, maybe we wouldn't see his other games today. Long development time, he bet everything on one card, and in the end it worked out. Today he is really successful indie game developer, and we can look forward to his new projects. Jonas started his YouTube channel, and he started create the Islanders project with his classmates, which they completed within 7 months, and apparently a good choice of genre, pleasant low poly graphics and minimalistic gameplay caused great success. Maybe it was just luck, but Jonas continues to be successful with his other project as well, so I believe his YouTube channel is the key of his success. And then we have Pascal, who in my opinion chose, I don't want to say the best path, but definitely the one that could lead to success for most of us. So create smaller, good quality games, 2 or 3 in a year, and get them on as many platforms as possible. This is the way. And as I said before, I would also like to go down this path after the release of the Happies. I would like to try to create a small project that I can release within 3 or 4 months, but that certainly doesn't mean I'm quitting my Metroidvania project Shadowflower. I just don't think it's a job for few months. So my conclusion is, start a YouTube channel, make 2 or 3 games and start making money. Cheers!